We all have two versions of ourselves, the one that settles and the one that strives, the one that makes excuses and the one that finds a way, the one that waits and the one that takes action. If you're serious about becoming who you were meant to be, you have to make a decision. You have to kill the weak version of yourself. Not tomorrow, not next year, but now. Let me ask you, how many times have you told yourself you'd start tomorrow? How many opportunities have slipped through your fingers because you hesitated, doubted, or let fear dictate your actions? That's not the world holding you back. That's you. The weak version of you loves comfort. It thrives on easy choices, short-term gratification, and excuses. It whispers, "You can't," every time you think about pushing beyond your limits. And the worst part? It sounds convincing. But here's what you need to understand. The life you want, the success you crave, and the impact you're meant to make, it's all waiting for you on the other side of discomfort. Growth isn't supposed to be easy. It's supposed to challenge you, break you, and force you to rise. Think of the most successful people you admire. They weren't born different. They simply made a decision to kill the weak version of themselves before it killed their potential. First, stop negotiating with your excuses. The moment you allow yourself to say just this once, you've lost the battle. Whether it's your health, your career, or your personal growth, discipline must be your standard, not an option. Second, audit your environment. Who are you spending time with? Are they pushing you forward or keeping you stuck? If you're surrounded by people who tolerate mediocrity, you'll adopt their mindset. Find people who demand more from you. Third, commit to action, not just intention. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. The weak version of you will always have an excuse to delay. The strong version of you takes action despite fear, uncertainty, or doubt. The choice is yours. Either you kill the weak version of yourself, or it kills your dreams. The battle isn't against the world, it's against the version of you that makes excuses, procrastinates, and settles for less. It's not your circumstances, your past, or even the people around you that hold you back. It's you. The version of you that chooses comfort over growth, fear over courage, and convenience over discipline. Every time you hit snooze instead of getting up early to work on your goals, your weakest self wins. Every time you justify skipping the gym, postponing that business idea, or staying in a toxic environment because it's not that bad, you're feeding the part of yourself that wants to stay small. And here's the harsh truth. That version of you is not your friend. It whispers lies in your ear, convincing you that there's always more time, that you're not good enough, that you should wait until you feel ready. But let's be honest, how many opportunities have passed you by because you were waiting for the perfect moment? How many times have you watched someone else take action while you stood on the sidelines making excuses? The weakest version of you will do everything in its power to keep you trapped where you are. It wants you to stay comfortable, even if that comfort is actually misery disguised as familiarity. It thrives in routine, in sameness, in repetition. It hates challenge because challenge means growth, and growth means change. And change, even when it's for the better, is uncomfortable. But here's the good news. Just as you have a weak version of yourself, you also have a strong one. This version of you is disciplined. It doesn't need motivation because it relies on habits. It doesn't seek approval because it knows its worth. It doesn't fear failure because it understands that failure is just another step forward. The strong version of you wakes up early even when it's hard. It takes action even when it's uncertain. It pushes through the discomfort, knowing that discomfort is a sign of progress. It chooses long-term rewards over short-term gratification. It doesn't waste time comparing itself to others because it's too busy improving itself. So the question is, which version of you are you going to feed? Because every single day you are making a choice. You are either strengthening the version of yourself that's going to lead you to success, or you're empowering the version that's going to keep you stuck. There is no in between. The key to transformation isn't found in some secret formula. It's in the daily choices you make. It's in deciding to take control of your life instead of letting life control you. It's in holding yourself to a higher standard even when no one is watching. And yes, it's going to be hard. Growth always is. There will be days when the weaker version of you fights back harder than ever, when it tempts you to take the easy way out. But that's when you have to remind yourself why you started. You're not here to live a life of regrets. You're not here to settle. You're here to push, to grow, to become something greater than you ever thought possible. So kill that weak version of yourself before it kills your dreams. The choice is yours. And if you're waiting for the right time, this is it. To step into a stronger version of yourself, you must let go of habits, mindsets, and relationships that hold you back. Growth isn't just about adding more. It's about removing what no longer serves you. It's about making room for the person you're meant to become by shedding the weight of what's keeping you stuck. But here's the hard truth. Letting go is painful. We hold on to bad habits because they're familiar, even when they're destructive. We cling to toxic relationships because we fear loneliness, even when they drain our energy. We repeat the same negative thought patterns because they feel safe, even when they keep us small. Yet, every strong person you admire has sacrificed something to get where they are. Athletes sacrifice comfort for discipline. Entrepreneurs sacrifice security for risk. Leaders sacrifice approval for authenticity. No one achieves greatness without giving something up. Your habits shape your destiny. If you constantly choose comfort over challenge, distractions over discipline, and excuses over execution, you're reinforcing the weaker version of yourself. Think about it. Every day, you're either moving closer to your goals or further away from them. There is no neutral ground. If you're wasting hours on social media, skipping workouts, or avoiding difficult tasks, you're strengthening the part of yourself that resists growth. Replacing weak habits with strong ones isn't easy. It takes effort, discipline, and a willingness to be uncomfortable. But it's necessary, because if you don't control your habits will control you. What you believe about yourself determines what you become. If you tell yourself you're not smart enough, not talented enough, or not lucky enough, you'll prove yourself right. A weak mindset justifies mediocrity. It finds reasons why you can't instead of ways you can. It focuses on what's missing instead of what's possible. But here's what you need to realize. Your current beliefs were shaped by past experiences, by failures, by things people told you. And just as you adopted them, you can replace them. A strong mindset isn't something you're born with. It's something you build brick by choosing to think differently. Start telling yourself a new story, one where obstacles are challenges, not barriers. One where failure is feedback, not a dead end. One where you are capable, not a victim of your circumstances. Not everyone in your life is meant to stay. Some people uplift you, inspire you, and push you to be better. Others drain you, discourage you, and keep you trapped in your old ways. If you're serious about growth, you have to take a hard look at your relationships. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they pushing you forward or pulling you back? Toxic relationships don't always look toxic at first. Sometimes they're disguised as friendships, as family, as support. That's really just disguised doubt. Pay attention to the people who dismiss your goals, mock your ambitions, or make you feel small. You can love people and still outgrow them. You can appreciate what they meant to you without letting them define your future. Letting go isn't about abandoning people. It's about refusing to let their limitations become yours. The truth is, growth is painful, but so is staying the same. The difference is that one pain leads to progress, while the other leads to regret. If you want to level up, you have to be willing to let go of the old version of yourself. You have to sacrifice comfort for challenge, fear for faith, and the familiar for the unknown. Because everything you want, every goal, every dream, every breakthrough, is on the other side of that sacrifice. So ask yourself, what are you holding on to that's holding you back? What do you need to release to rise? Growth demands sacrifice. The question is, are you willing to pay the price? The weak version of you thrives in comfort, but real transformation happens in discomfort and challenge. We all have an instinct to seek what is safe, predictable, and easy. It's human nature. But the problem is, the comfort zone is a trap, a beautifully disguised prison that keeps you small, stuck, and unfulfilled. Think about it. How many dreams have died because someone chose comfort over courage? How many people live with regret because they never took the risk, never spoke up, never pushed themselves beyond what was familiar? Comfort feels good in the moment, but over time, it steals your potential. Your comfort zone tricks you into believing you're safe. It tells you that if you avoid risk, failure, or discomfort, you'll be okay. But the real danger isn't in trying and failing, it's in never trying at all. Staying in your comfort zone means settling for less than you're capable of. It means choosing the known struggle over the unknown opportunity. And worst of all, it means looking back years from now and realizing you never became the person you were meant to be. Growth only happens when you step into the unknown, when you do things that scare you, when you take risks even when you don't feel ready, when you embrace the struggle, knowing that every challenge is shaping you into someone stronger. Most people think discomfort is painful, and yes, it is. Growth hurts, change is uncomfortable, but do you know what's even more painful? Staying the same. Imagine waking up 5 years from now in the exact same position. Same struggles, same frustrations, same unfulfilled potential, simply because you refused to step outside of what was comfortable. That pain is far worse than the temporary discomfort of growth. Because in the end, you don't regret the chances you took, you regret the chances you didn't take. You regret the moments you played small, the times you let fear win, the times you chose comfort over possibility. Look at anyone who has achieved something great, athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders, visionaries. They all have one thing in common. They embraced discomfort. They pushed themselves when they didn't feel like it. They took risks when they were uncertain. They failed, got back up, and kept going. They understood that the path to success is paved with discomfort. If you want to grow, you have to be willing to be uncomfortable. You have to get used to uncertainty, failure, and challenge. Because the more you push your limits, the stronger you become. The workout that feels too hard today will feel easy next month. The skill that seems impossible now will become second nature with practice. The fear that holds you back right now will disappear once you face it. Stepping outside your comfort zone doesn't mean you have to make a massive change overnight. Start small, do one thing every day that makes you uncomfortable. Every time you push past what's comfortable, you expand your potential. You prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. And over time, discomfort becomes your new normal. At the end of the day, you have two choices: stay comfortable and stay the same, or embrace discomfort and grow. One path leads to mediocrity, the other leads to greatness. The weak version of you wants comfort. The strong version of you is waiting on the other side of discomfort. So ask yourself, which version are you going to choose? Motivation fades, but discipline is what separates those who achieve from those who dream. Too many people rely on motivation to take action. They wait for that surge of inspiration, that perfect moment when they feel like it. But what happens when motivation runs out? What happens when the excitement wears off and reality sets in? Because the truth is, motivation is temporary. It's like a spark. It burns bright for a moment, but quickly dies out. Discipline, on the other hand, is the fire that keeps burning long after motivation is gone. It's the force that keeps you moving forward even when you don't feel like it. If you're serious about achieving anything great, you have to stop depending on motivation. You have to build discipline. Motivation is based on emotion. It comes and goes. One day you wake up feeling unstoppable, the next you feel tired, distracted, or unmotivated. If you let your emotions dictate your actions, you'll never be consistent. That's why so many people start strong but never finish. They get excited about a new goal, whether it's getting in shape, starting a business, or improving their mindset. They go all in for a few weeks, but the moment it gets tough, the moment life gets busy, they start making excuses. They tell themselves, I'll get back to it when I feel motivated again. Discipline is different. It doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't rely on excitement. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Think of the most successful people you know. Do you think they're always motivated? Do you think athletes wake up every day excited to train? Do you think successful entrepreneurs always feel like putting in the work because they understand that discipline is a habit, not a feeling? It's a decision, a choice you make every single day, regardless of your emotions. You don't go to the gym because you're motivated. You go because it's part of who you are. You don't work on your goals only when you feel inspired. You do it because you've made a commitment to yourself. You don't quit when things get hard. You push through because discipline demands it. The key is to make discipline automatic. Remove the need for motivation by creating routines and habits that keep you on track no matter what. Create a routine, set a schedule and stick to it. If you only work when you feel like it, you'll never be consistent. Lower the resistance, make it easier to take action. If you want to work out, set your clothes out the night before. If you want to read more, keep a book next to your bed. Remove distractions. Your environment shapes your behavior. Get rid of anything that makes it easier to procrastinate. Set non-negotiables. Decide in advance that certain actions are not optional. Discipline isn't about having a choice. It's about making the right choice automatic. Hold yourself accountable. Track your progress. Surround yourself with people who push you to stay disciplined. Embrace the suck. Some days will be hard. Some days you won't feel like doing anything. That's when you remind yourself, discipline wins. Motivation is easy. Anyone can feel inspired for a moment, but discipline, that's rare. That's what separates winners from dreamers. So ask yourself, are you waiting for motivation or are you building discipline? Because at the end of the day, success isn't about how motivated you are, it's about how disciplined you choose to be. The people around you either feed your weakness or fuel your strength. Choose wisely. We like to believe that success is a solo journey, that as long as we have enough willpower, we can push through any obstacle alone. But the truth is, who you surround yourself with will determine how far you go. Look at the most successful, disciplined, and high-achieving individuals. They don't rely solely on their own motivation or strength. They build a support system, people who challenge them, hold them accountable, and push them to be better. Because no matter how strong you are, there will be days when you feel like quitting, days when self-doubt creeps in, days when the old, weak version of you tries to take over. And in those moments, the people around you will either lift you up or pull you down. Accountability isn't just about having someone check in on you. It's about having people in your life who refuse to let you settle for less than you're capable of. People who will call you out when you make excuses, who will remind you of your goals when you start to waver, and who will push you past your limits when you're tempted to stop. It's easy to be disciplined when no one is watching, but real accountability happens when you have someone who sees your potential and refuses to let you fall short of it. Take a hard look at the people in your life right now. Are they helping you become stronger, more disciplined, and more focused? Or are they encouraging your bad habits, feeding your self-doubt, and keeping you stuck? Because here's the truth. You become like the people you spend the most time with. If you surround yourself with disciplined, driven, and focused individuals, that energy will rub off on you. But if you're constantly around negativity, laziness, and mediocrity, it will slowly poison your mindset and habits. If you're always the most ambitious, disciplined, or hardworking person in your circle, you're in the wrong circle. You need people who challenge you, who set the bar higher, and who force you to level up. Seek out mentors, coaches, or friends who embody the habits and mindset you want to develop. You don't have to completely remove people from your life, but you do need to limit your exposure to those who bring negativity, doubt, or complacency. Distance yourself from those who constantly complain, make excuses, or discourage your growth. Get an accountability partner, someone who will check in on your progress, call you out on your excuses, and remind you of your goals. Join a community of like-minded people who are pursuing similar goals, whether it's a mastermind group, a gym partner, or a business network. Being around driven people will keep you sharp. Set public commitments. Announce your goals to someone you respect. When you put your reputation on the line, you're far less likely to back out. True accountability isn't about comfort, it's about honesty. The best people in your life will tell you what you need to hear, not just what you want to hear. They won't sugarcoat things or let you slide when you're underperforming. They'll challenge you, push you, and expect more from you. And that's exactly what you need. At the end of the day, your environment either strengthens your discipline or destroys it. If you're serious about growth, you must be intentional about the people you allow into your inner circle. Surround yourself with those who hold you accountable, those who make you uncomfortable in the best way possible, those who push you beyond your limits because they see a version of you that's stronger, wiser, and more capable than you can see yourself. Because in the end, success isn't just about what you do, it's about who you choose to become, and the right people will make sure you become the absolute best version of yourself. So ask yourself, who's in your circle, and are they pushing you forward or holding you back? The only thing standing between who you are and who you want to be is the courage to destroy what no longer serves you. Every single day you make choices that either bring you closer to the person you want to become or keep you trapped in the version of yourself that you need to leave behind. And the hard truth, most people choose comfort over courage. They cling to old habits, old beliefs, and old fears, never realizing that the life they dream of is just on the other side of their willingness to let go. Your future self, the stronger, wiser, more successful version of you, is waiting, but it won't come to you. You have to become it. And that means having the courage to destroy everything that holds you back. If you want to step into your full potential, you need to take an honest look at your life and identify what is keeping you stuck. Because here's the truth, you can't take the next step if you're carrying old baggage. You can't grow while holding on to the very things that are keeping you small. The weak version of you loves excuses. It tells you that you don't have enough time, that you're not ready, that you'll start tomorrow. But the reality is, excuses are the walls that separate you from success. Tear them down. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Start now. Comfort feels safe, but it's also what keeps you from growing. The strongest version of you thrives in discomfort, because discomfort is where real change happens. The moment you stop avoiding the hard things, you start becoming unstoppable. Some people in your life are keeping you small. They might not do it on purpose, but their negativity, doubt, or complacency is contagious. If someone in your circle doesn't support your growth, you need to distance yourself. Your future self deserves a better environment. The beliefs you hold about yourself shape your reality. If you believe you're not capable, not worthy, or not strong enough, you will never prove yourself wrong. It's time to rewrite your story. Replace self-doubt with self-discipline. Replace fear with action. Why do so many people struggle to let go of the past? Because the unknown is scary. The weak version of you is terrified of change. It would rather stay in a familiar struggle than face the uncertainty of something new. But here's the secret. Everything you want is on the other side of that fear. Growth always feels uncomfortable at first. But once you take that leap, you realize that you were never really trapped, only afraid to move. Your future self is not a stranger. It's already within you, waiting to be uncovered. But you have to choose it. Because at the end of the day, you either evolve or you stay the same, and staying the same is the slowest way to die. The version of you that is strong, confident, and successful is already out there, waiting for you to step into it. The only question is, are you ready to become that person? Everything you want in life, success, confidence, strength, and fulfillment, already exists within you. But to reach it, you must kill the weak version of yourself. You must destroy the excuses, break free from comfort, and surround yourself with accountability. You must choose discipline over motivation, courage over fear, and growth over stagnation. Your future self is waiting. It's not a matter of luck or talent, it's a matter of choice. Will you step up and claim the life you were meant to live, or will you let the weaker version of yourself win? The choice is yours. and the time is now. Thank you.